from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
Hello and good afternoon or good evening at this point. We're sitting just after 5 o'clock. I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you in the JB Weather Center this evening, continuing to talk about the high heat and humidity, which is coming to an end, but it's coming to an end with some pretty electric storms that are going to be bringing the threat of some severe weather and the threat of flooding across the region. Just to get started with, much of the region, actually our entire coverage area, all of Southern Maryland, all of the Northern Neck, under a flood watch from now through about 11 o'clock tonight. This is because as storms move through, we could see upwards of 1 to as much as 4 inches of rainfall in some communities, and that's going to lead to some flooding issues for some of you. Let's go ahead and take you right on over to live William Richmond Dink radar. It is a very active picture right now. Radar is estimating over 3,200 strikes of lightning right now, and you can just see that wall of storms that, and if we do this over the last half hour, that has just slowly been crossing I-95, moving through Montgomery County, moving through Northern Virginia, crossing I-95, and now is moving into parts of Southern Maryland. Some of you have been seeing storms for a little bit now. Those of you on over towards Hughesville, near Eagle Harbor, on up towards Waldorf, Indian Head, Brandywine, those northwestern communities, you've been looking at some pretty hefty thunder boomers here for about the last hour to hour and a half, but now we're looking at this line really beginning to take shape here, moving south and eastward. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. Well, we have two of them. One for northern parts of Anne Arundel, northern parts of PG County. It's this orange polygon up here. This goes until 6 o'clock. This part of the storm system is moving at a pretty decent clip, upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. So that'll be getting into Annapolis here in about the next we'll call it half hour, 45 minutes or so. The southern part of this line is not moving that much. At most, it's moving between 10 to 15 miles per hour. So you're probably going to be able to at least ride your bike a little bit faster than that. And this is now pushing through southern parts of PG, kind of getting here into Waldorf, really lining up along 301. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. It might be hard to see, but we have a severe thunderstorm warning here for Nanjemoy, Pittsburgh, and Indian Head. This warning here goes until 5:45 as these storms begin to cross the Potomac. I wouldn't be surprised to see additional warnings come out here for parts of PG and Charles County as this part of the storm complex that has a lot of lightning continues to work south and eastward. We have an additional area of storminess back to the west of Fredericksburg that'll be moving along the Potomac, so heads up for you folks in Stafford, King George, Westmoreland, even parts of Charles and St. Mary's counties. And I think this is going to be what we deal with here for the next, we'll call it maybe the next 4, 5, 6 hours, but the potential is there for this rain to linger throughout the night tonight. The worst of the storminess is probably between about now and 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. After we get past midnight, we've definitely lost some of that daytime heating. And so I think what we're talking about tonight going into tomorrow morning is mainly going to be in the way of showers pushing through. Nothing too crazy, but a locally heavy downpour can't be ruled out. But this is likely going to be the worst of it, but it won't be everything. Looking back to the north and west, you can see we have additional areas of rain and even some storms back towards western Maryland. Everything's pushing south and east as a cold front works through. We have amazing weather on tap for kind of sort of tomorrow. We have cooler temperatures tomorrow, but amazing weather for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But to get to that point, to go from these mid to upper 90s, heat indices near 105 and the crazy humidity we've seen, to go from that towards refreshing, cool, less humid air, it has to come through the way of these storms. And we could be talking about some power outages and some localized flash flooding as these push through. So please be aware throughout the rest of the night tonight that these storms, as they push through, they're going to contain a lot of lightning. They already do, and they will continue to do so. That could lead to some power outages for some of you. And given the fact that we're looking at winds potentially gusting upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour, you could be talking about the potential to see downed trees, and that could lead to additional power outages that could cause issues for travel. And the heavy rain and these storms aren't moving too much, that's going to lead to some flooding, and that's then going to impact roadways and those very vulnerable areas. And this is going to be something we're dealing with for the rest of the evening. So please take any warnings that get issued very seriously. Not that we don't take every warning seriously, but I would definitely take any warnings today seriously. And even if warnings don't come out, let's say right now you're sitting on over towards Upper Marlborough. You're not under a warning right now. You're in Dunkirk. You're not under a warning right now, but you have a pretty hefty thunderstorm pushing on through. Take it seriously. Lots of lightning. We saw, I believe it was last week, that lightning strike in front of the White House kill. I want to say that was, 3 people, injure 4. Yeah, this lightning means business, and when you get temperatures that are this hot and you get humidity this high, that really primes the atmosphere to have the potential to produce a lot of lightning. Lots of electricity is going to be in the air for you. So as these storms push through, please take all these storms seriously. I wouldn't suggest any outdoor plans this evening. I would definitely cancel them or move them indoors. Let's say you have sports practice this evening, or you're just planning on going to the park, or you're trying to get in your evening run. This isn't going to really be the evening for it. You might have a little bit of time over the next 30 to 45 minutes in southern parts of our region, but even there, these storms, they will begin to push on it, and additional storms are going to fire out ahead of them as well. We saw a hefty thunderstorm work through parts of St. Mary's County as we moved. I want to say that was around 2 o'clock or so. So again, take this seriously. All these blue polygons, those are going to be your special marine warnings. And looking at the 1 hour loop here, these storms, you could just see they are barely moving, and that's what's really causing an issue. These aren't storms that are moving quick. These are storms that are developing and just kind of sitting over us because that cold front is moving so slowly to the east that it's not giving these storms a lot of forward momentum to move. The streamlines here, the movement in the atmosphere, not really happening. So these storms are just slowly here moving to the east. So again, take it seriously. Just plan on staying inside tonight. Again, everyone, I see a couple of questions about what's happening in my backyard. If you want to know what's happening in your backyard, head over to jbweather.net/radar. You get interactive radar and Futurecast, and you can zoom right into where you live to get that taken care of. I'm going to try my best to keep you all updated on social media. I am busy this evening with some teacher stuff, so I can't promise total coverage, but I will try my best to supply updates for you throughout the evening. But I think the message is pretty simple. Expect storms tonight. They could be pretty strong, and they could lead to flooding. So you just want to stay inside and just, again, stay tuned to JB Weather, especially jbweather.net/radar to get the latest. Yeah, so that's everything for you. I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Thank you for joining me right now. If we get any breaking weather updates or anything crazy right now, and I see more questions about what's happening in southern St. Mary's and Lesby, again, head over to jbweather.net. I don't have the ability to answer that at this moment. But again, have a nice and safe one, and keep it tuned right